Welcome back. It was a weekend filled with 7 deadly shootings from one end of San Antonio to another, making this a very difficult Monday for police.
San Antonio police are now sorting through the investigations. They're learning more about who was shot and who was killed at the mall and who they are now looking for. Jonathan Coates has been following the story throughout the morning. He was just briefed by the police chief, William McManus.
A very scary weekend for everybody, especially those at the mall. How did all that start, Jonathan?
Ursula, a very scary weekend indeed. This was a super busy weekend for San Antonio police. We're outside of public safety headquarters where that briefing you mentioned just wrapped. Now we're learning new updates on several cases, but particularly the one that started at North Star Mall inside of a barbershop. Now we know San Antonio police responded to that barbershop inside of North Star Mall located at San Pedro Avenue and Loop 410 for reports of a shooting on Sunday around 3 p.m. Now, Chief William McManus providing new information, but important to say, preliminary information. Let's take a listen at what he had to say this afternoon.
We are doing our job. We are working hard to address crime, to deter crime, to arrest people who commit crime. What happens after that is out of our control.
Now we know the victim that was shot and killed at the barbershop. It was a 33-year-old that has since been identified as Adam Glass. Now, one of the things that Chief William McManus was mentioning during today's briefing is that this was not a mass shooting. This was a targeted event. And in connection with the other shootings, he says several of these cases may be connected, may have some type of relationship, but he did not specify which case shares that relationship. Of course, these are cases that are going to continue to be under investigation. Reporting live outside of public safety headquarters, Jonathan Cotto, KSAT12 News.
Thank you, Jonathan. Live cam outside. It's humid. It's one of those days where if you do get migraines, get ready because you could have one before it's all over.
Do you have one right now?
Not today. I had one yesterday.
Uh-oh. Well,
it was a good one.
That mold, it just really turned it up. It's been fluctuating with these rain showers we've been getting, so it's been kind of up and down. But it's in the very high category. So yes, mold's not doing us any favors. I want to show you a picture here on KSAT Connect. We'll take you down to Carrizo Springs. I love this shot because that's right. There's beauty near and far. You see the sunflowers there, and then in the distance you see the clouds bubbling up into some showers and storms. And the rain has been fairly widespread in the sense that, yes, it's random, but a large portion of our viewing area has at least seen something in the last few days, and that's exactly what we need. The aquifer has been jumping up a little bit, so this has been a good pattern for us. The radar right now is not showing a whole lot. We are seeing some activity out near Gonzales. We showed you that earlier. And then some activity close to Goliad with quite a few lightning strikes with this little band of rain, which stretches from just about Yorktown down to Goliad. That's where the heaviest of the rain is right now. And there is quite a bit of lightning here from Nordheim down to Goliad. So that's where the heaviest rain is at the moment. And then we notice this cell also near Gonzales, which is putting out some outflow boundaries. You can kind of see them. That's what happens. They put out these outflow boundaries, and that can kick up a few more storms. So you could get a little bit of rain there around Gonzales, depending on kind of what pops up from that boundary. Storm chances today about 30% for now, and then we'll bump it up to 40%. As we head to the 3 and 4 o'clock hour this afternoon, our odds are a little bit better. Could affect the evening commute as well. We're going to talk much more about our rain chances today, tomorrow, and some heat that is just around the corner, too. It's coming up in just a few minutes.
Congested. Now to the race for the White House. Former Vice President Mike Pence officially joining the 2024 presidential race.
A very unusual situation. According to the Federal Election Commission, he filed his paperwork Monday for his bid for the Republican nomination. Pence is set to formally announce his candidacy on Wednesday ahead of a CNN presidential town hall that evening. ABC's Rihanna Ali reports it comes as a number of Republicans running for president, including his former boss, is expected to grow in the next few days.
The Republican field in the 2024 presidential race is about to get even more crowded. Former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie is expected to announce he's running for president tomorrow, followed by a similar announcement by former Vice President Mike Pence on Wednesday. Nearly every Republican running for president spending the weekend in Iowa, appearing at a rally at the state fairgrounds near Des Moines.
America is not a land of oppression. America is the land of opportunity.
Pence in jeans, boots, and a leather vest.
We're looking forward to being back in Iowa on Wednesday.
Hopping on the back of his Harley at an annual roast and ride, teasing his presidential announcement.
One of the reporters just asked me if we're showing up more in Iowa, what our lane would be. I said, I'm more worried about the lane we're going to be staying in today. So.
Former President Donald Trump, the leading Republican presidential candidate, notably absent from the event after spending 2 days in the state last week.
Governor, do you think that's a message of dissent that you're here and Donald Trump isn't?
I'm just happy to be here. I think the folks here are great.
Meanwhile, another candidate, former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley, taking part in a CNN town hall in Des Moines last night, calling on voters to choose a new generational leader.
It is time for us to leave the baggage of the past, the negativity to the past.
Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
In other news, today and tomorrow, your final days to vote early in the city's runoff election. San Antonio residents must decide who's going to represent them in Districts 1 and 7. The polls are open until 8 p.m. today and again tomorrow from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Election day is on Saturday. And right now on KSAT12, you can check out our Money Q&A. You're going to be able to learn from Cristina Olivares. She is a social media and business coach who helps entrepreneurs find their digital footing. She shares her story and her tips on social media marketing. You can watch it right now on our homepage.
Also on our website, there are a lot of great places to beat the heat this summer. From waterfalls, rivers, lakes, recent rainfall has helped these areas all around Texas. On KSAT.com, we've got a look at some of the places that are within driving distance from San Antonio. All you have to do is go to this story on our homepage.
And before we go to break, we've got an exciting update to a story that we have been following for months now.
Mia Perez, a 10-year-old battling leukemia, officially done with cancer treatments. Mia and her family just got home after she and her friend Haley Atwood, a basketball player with UTSA, won the honor of Teammate of the Year with Team Impact. It's a nonprofit that pairs collegiate athletes with kids with diabetes, with disabilities, or severe illness. The award brought them to Boston for a gala to be recognized for their friendship. Mia finished her chemo treatments just before they left. 2.5 years of hospital visits, blood transfusions, and 868 days of treatments are finally behind her.
I don't want her to worry about anything. Just do your thing, Mia. Roll down those hills. Play in the dirt. Go eat at your buffet, and I'll take care of the rest.
Mia will still have to go to the doctor regularly to make sure she stays healthy. She says she wants her mom to go to the salon because she deserves it.
She certainly does. Just ahead, the animated Spider-Man sequel making some noise after a huge opening weekend when fans can expect the next one.
And still coming up, our college Great Graduate Series continues. Why one St. Mary's graduate decided to jump right into several organizations when she got to campus.
Hello, everyone. These are your top headlines from Cheddar News. Apple's expected to reveal their new products, including a virtual reality headset. This at their Worldwide Developers Conference in Cupertino, California today. Bloomberg says the new headset will have sensors that will enable users to control it with their hands and eye movements. Bloomberg also says that there'll be new Mac computers and operating systems as well. Meanwhile, postal workers in California and Texas were victims of more dog bites than any other state last year. That's according to new rankings from the USPS. The USPS also revealed that more than 5,000 postal workers were attacked by dogs while doing their jobs last year. And a campfire on a private property sparked a wildfire in northern Michigan, and it burned 3,000 acres. Authorities said the fire began at about 1 p.m. Saturday, about 4 miles southeast of Grayling. The fire threatened dozens of residences and buildings. A Department of Natural Resources spokesperson said the fire, though, was 90% contained as of last night. And that's your Cheddar News Update. I'm Baker Machado coming to you from Cheddar Studios in Lower Manhattan.
The voice actress who brought Disney's Moana to life is starring in a new animated series on Disney+.
As Rick DeMagella reports, it's both for kids and for their parents.
Hi, this is me, Haley Banks, and this is my best friend, Scott Dinoga.
Nailed it! A teenager must save the world, but not before overcoming her fears and completing her to-do list in Haley's on It.
Am I, important? Of course you're important! Completing the list was the first step toward you saving the world!
Moana's Auli'i Cravalho voices Haley.
She is risk-averse, but ready to tackle now everything on her to-do list, on her bucket list, because she is destined to save the world.
I'm gonna learn to play the glockenspiel. I'm gonna invent a new color.
I get to voice not only just Haley, but also other kind of smaller characters and put on different voices. So for me, jumping into this booth and jumping into this character has been such a joy.
I'm gonna kiss Katanoga!
With Haley and her whole list of things that she needs to do in order to save the world, I think it just is trying to encourage people to follow their dreams, to do something that they haven't done before, to discover something new about themselves.
So that's me, Haley Banks, here to save the world.
In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
And elsewhere in Hollywood, the animated adventure Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse easily won the weekend box office. Fans don't have to wait too long for a sequel, though. It swings into theaters on March 29th next year. Spider-Man snagged more than $208 million this weekend, which Variety says is the second biggest opening of the year after the Super Mario Brothers movie, that is. And and Fast X downshifting all the way down to second place to fifth place with $9.2 million.
Outside with live cam, been an absolutely fantastic May. Started off June with wonderful rains. Temperatures in the 80s. How long can we keep this going?
That's the big question. At least a few more days. And we remember back to last year, 2022, it was 102 on this day. So we are doing much, much better. So far, 83. I think we're probably into the mid 80s, mid to upper 80s this afternoon. The averages are 91 and 71. So we've been doing pretty good, yes, but it does warm up, especially by the weekend. We'll look at that 7-day forecast for you coming up.
We know Justin is a warm weather guy, and he was on vacation and he comes back, and look what happens now. We're going to have an increase in temperatures just for him.
Just for you.
Feels great. It really does.
You look a little tanned. Did you get would you wear your sunscreen?
I put a lot on, so it's actually much better than it could have been. I followed my own rules, applied the sunscreen, and we're good. We're good. Hey, sunscreen is going to be needed coming up. I'll warn you there. It's going to get hotter. It's going to get sunnier as we get towards the end of the work week. In the meantime, though, we're still dealing with some showers and storms, and we love to see that on the radar. We talked earlier about that storm around Gonzales. You can actually see what's pretty interesting here. It's kind of a circular outflow boundary. So what happens with these storms is they develop, and then they collapse, and then they push out air in all directions, and it creates sort of like a mini front. But a lot of times these outflow boundaries can kind of create a circle. They're pushing out in all directions, and the outflow boundaries can kick up more storms. We'll see if that happens, but you can kind of see that on radar occurring there between Gonzales and Moulton. We've got other showers and storms around Cuero. That heavier storm down towards Goliad we touched on earlier, although it looks to be weakening just a little bit. We're seeing less in the way of lightning strikes. And I did want to show you that up near Seguin we're starting to see a little bit of development. So let's zoom in here. These are, for the moment, just some light showers, but they could strengthen a little bit. This is on the south and southeast side of Seguin. You're probably seeing some dark clouds, and there's some rain starting to come down. We are not looking at anything here across the city of San Antonio, but I do think we'll have the potential for some development today. I can't promise that everyone will get rain. In fact, not everyone will get rain. It'll be random pop-ups, but there is the potential there, about a 40% chance as we head into the afternoon. Here's the satellite picture, and this is important because you can kind of pick out where the clouds are getting kind of congested, if you will. They're a little more clustered up, and that's where we could see some of these storms kind of take shape. Maybe right there where you see these storms build, or these clouds, I should say, build a little bit more. That's when you know you're starting to get some of that development. And it's possible just about anywhere here in this area over the next couple of hours that we could see some storms develop. And there is kind of a broad area of low pressure here across Texas that's helped giving us some lift. And it's produced some heavier storms down along the coast. So those around Rockport, Port A, seeing some rain this afternoon. Here's a look at our forecast, and it does show some of these pop-up showers and storms continuing into the late afternoon hours, into dinner time, and then even into the evening. I think we still can see some activity there on radar, but by 8, 9 o'clock, it's probably going to start to die down with the loss of daytime heating, and you'll see most of it, if not all of it, go away by 10 o'clock. Here's the scene outside. Partly cloudy, 83, north-northwesterly winds at about 10. And our forecast today calls for about a 30 to 40% chance for rain. We bring it up to 40% chance by 4, 5, 6 o'clock, and then drop it back down by 8, 9, 10 o'clock and take the rain chances out as we head into tonight. Very quickly, the upper level pattern shows us that we've got a ridge of high pressure trying to nudge it. Now, it doesn't move right over top of us. This is not the big summer heat high, at least not yet, but it does have an effect on our forecast as we head into the end of the week. It brings temperatures up, takes away rain chances by Friday, and we also continue to see the high humidity. That does not change. It's going to be humid each and every day. So the extended forecast will go 87 tomorrow, 30% chance of rain. It's down to a 20% chance Wednesday, and from there temperatures go up. Mid-90s by Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and there is a small chance of a storm or two Friday night into Saturday morning.
Thank you, Justin.
One St. Mary's graduate made the decision to join several different organizations when she arrived on campus her freshman year. I'm going to tell you how she's using her experience to help others. Coming up next. As graduation season comes to an end, we're looking into great graduates from universities in our city.
This morning, or rather this afternoon, we're going to hear from Maria Belen Cervera. She is a senior at St. Mary's who didn't let the hardships she was facing hold her back from getting her degree.
Tiffany Huertas has her story.
Maria Belen Cervera grew up in Brownsville, but wasn't sure where she would call home when it came to picking a college, until she toured St. Mary's University.
I got here on campus and I felt this sense of belonging.
Once at St. Mary's, Cervera wasted no time getting involved in organizations on campus. She worked in the political science department, the undergraduate mock trial team, was part of the volunteer income tax assistance team, and was also the president's ambassador.
I wouldn't get those opportunities to talk to people on a deeper level without those extracurriculars.
Growing up, things were tough for her family, and she really had to push herself to get to college.
Once you break through, it's a lot easier, and it's a way to show people, hey, you can do it too.
Cervera kept this positive outlook as she went through school, especially when the pandemic hit.
No matter what life throws at you, and no matter how bad it is, there's always a step forward, even if it's a small step. Any little step helps. At the end of the day, you'll be up the staircase.
Now, she will head back home to Brownsville to work with the American Bar Association program called Pro Bar.
This program helps people seeking asylum. We help them learn their rights and looking at legal advice.
Cervera wants to help those in need get the representation they deserve. And one day, she hopes to make it back to St. Mary's for law school. Tiffany Huertas, KSAT12 News.
All
we
right.
got a sneak peek where Mike is hanging out, but
but we also saw Fiona doing a little Supergirl action there.
Floating or something. Yeah.
That's right. It is the summer blockbuster movie season, and of course, The Flash: Worlds Collide is out in theaters. And guess what? Supergirl herself, the Woman of Steel, is flying in as we speak, and we are going to get to chat with her during the show. And if you want to keep cool, we do have some superhero theme treats to keep you cool. And Lauren Cuevas from Ice Ice Baby is here. And when someone walks in and they don't really know what they want, what do you do?
I like to get to know them. I ask them if you like sweet, if you like sour, and I just customize to their liking. I can make absolutely anything for you guys.
All right. And Mike, he's poolside, ladies, and he is hopefully slathered in sunscreen. SPF 1000?
Yes, I am. Great place to cool off in the water and still get the sand between your toes. The best part of it is no long drive. We're going to tell you about everything to offer at this staycation spot. That and a whole lot more.
When SA Live continues, he took the words out of my mouth.